Hey, this is Zeke. Week 13 topic video. Is trans becoming a trend? I personally don't believe it's becoming a trend. It is definitely obvious that it is more prevalent it's like it's more public. There are more people who are out, not in the closet, definitely, and there are more people who are beginning transition. I don't think it's because it's cool. I, for one, believe it's entirely natural. There's scientific proof that other species, change their sex completely naturally, without, any sort of, outside influence. It'd be absurd to not believe that that could be applicable to our species as well. I think a very highly contributing factor is the availability of information nowadays in comparison to the past, with the internet and being at your fingertips. Even with your cell phone, if you don't have an internet connection, you can go on public and diddle with your cell phone, and you can find out anything you're curious about. Nowadays, when people question themselves, they can find other people who are questioning very similarly. They can find more information on what their concerns are. They don't have to be as scared to seek help, with therapists and stuff like that. We don't give people shock therapy for being gay anymore, or, stuff like that. So, people are able to seek the information more safely in privacy, and even, outside of privacy, going to doctors and things like that. It is a lot safer than it used to be. Having the information available to people who are questioning is obviously going to, increase the number of people who do something with that information, that decide, okay, this is what this means and this is what I need to do, or this is what I've been waiting for. Whatever it is, I think more people finding the information that they're looking for is obviously going to increase the number of people who act on it. That doesn't believe that it's making more people trans. I think, everybody who's trans was going to be that way, whether or not it was in the media. And it just has more to do with the availability of information. As for whether or not I believe people use transition as an escape, I can't say that I know of anybody doing that, because that's not my place to judge. However, I think anybody questioning their gender, or, any sort of having any kind of identity issues that they don't fully understand, or anything that is a big enough deal that they're going to be changing their life over, you should really seek therapy, and not just any therapist, but a therapist that has experience in the topic of whatever it is that you're needing help with, to understand. I don't think it's a good idea for anybody to just up and change their lives, and over something that they're uncomfortable with, psychologically, without bringing it up in therapy, if it's at all possible. I think if you not only do you need to speak with a therapist, but you need to be completely honest, totally honest. Not just tell them whatever you think they want to hear, to believe that, you're whatever gender or whatever identification that you want them to think that you are, or you want to be told that you are. It's very important that you're completely honest, and if you have a therapist who's trained on the matter, such as gender issues, and you are completely honest, then, it should be fairly easily identifiable if you're, using transition for escapism. If that isn't identified, but is the case, then you and your therapist are doing a poor job of communicating. I think, sure, it's possible for people to do that, but you would have to pretty much not be trying to seek the truth, and that's surely possible. But if you are, looking to transition and are just, unsure or whatever, it never hurts. I mean, sure, it costs a little money, but most places you can find somewhere that, the sliding scale or something, to be able to talk to a therapist even a few times, and just, I think it's pretty important to have your, feelings voiced to somebody who can not only absorb that information, but is trained to ask you questions and get you to think more about yourself and answer for yourself, not giving you advice and telling you what to do, but just pulling information out of you. Anyways, I think that's pretty much the gist of my video. I don't think it's becoming a trend. I think there's just more information available, less fear and danger involved, even though it still exists. And that if you're honest and you seek therapy and someone who's experienced and you are using transition as an escape, it should be identifiable. So, anyway, that's my video. That's week 13. Thank you for listening to me ramble.